hopping right in today with this Rolodex. This is a cardboard Rolodex that was cut for me by my friend Crafty Hope. And that is what I'm going to start to create onto today. And I'm starting off with what I think is a digital print. I think this was a digital download and I printed it out and I've had it in my stash for eons, and I thought it would make a great background. It's a little bit smaller than my Rolodex card, but I'm gonna just center it and get that down with some matte gel medium. I have pulled out a Stencil Girl stencil and some Marabu acrylic mousse. They don't make this stuff anymore, but it basically is sand paste with acrylic paint in it. So if you want to learn how to make your own sand paste, it's a lot less expensive. I will link it up in the corner up in the upper right. And I'm going to push that sand paste through this stencil onto the background. And I'm primarily focusing on the edges, not coming into the center. And I'm going to come in with some extra of that mousse and just go around any of the edges that did not get anything. So I just kind of make almost a frame around the Rolodex card with it. This is some Tim Holtz Distress Spray Stain in Forest Moss, and I'm just going to use the nozzle to create some color around the edge, and then I'm going to come in with my mister and apply some water to that just to wick in that color more into the center. Just let it do that naturally, and then I'm going to get it good and dried. I don't know if you had noticed yet that I had not trimmed up that paper that I had collaged down so to make room for the Rolodex where it attaches to the actual Rolodex keeper. But I totally had forgotten about it too. So I am getting that trimmed back so that before I go in and do anything additional to the front of this Rolodex. And you're going to see here I'm going to come in with some Fabri-Tac, and that's because the card itself, the Rolodex card, is so thick because it's cardboard. I had a hard time trimming that down, so I trimmed it as much as I could, but then I saw that it was kind of flapping on the extra space in there, and so I just glued those tabs that I had cut to the inside part of that area of the Rolodex card so that it wouldn't impede it from flipping back and forth in the keeper. Now, similarly to what I did with the Distress Spray stain, I'm coming in with the Distress Oxide Spray, also in Forest Moss. I'm going to activate that with water, and then I realize I've kind of gotten rid of some of the darkness of the spray stain, so I'm going to come in again with an additional amount of that to really kind of pop those edges and the texture that is from the acrylic mousse that I had used. Once that's dry, I am now looking for words. And so I've pulled out my quote tin, and I'm going to start looking through that in the ever time sucker of trying to find the words that goes with the card or expresses what's happening on the card, or what's going on at the moment that I'm creating. And this quote that I end up finding really makes me laugh. Courage is being scared to death and saddling up anyways. And that's a John Wayne quote, and I thought that was pretty funny. And I also thought it went really well with the card, kind of being more of a vintage, almost, it's not really Western, but it definitely is like historic. And I feel like John Wayne is a historic type of character. felt like just going straight on the card with these words was just a little bit too plain. It needed something else. So I do find some cheesecloth and I'm going to add some of the Distress sprays onto it to get that into the same color spectrum that I'm working with. And then I'm going to play with that and try and get it down in a way that I like it to go and have the words go on top of that. As per my usual, I will have all the supplies I've used for this card listed down below. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. Thank you so much for coming along. I appreciate it.